With you, me, Людмила Жарикова, a senior teacher of Boris Grinченко Kyiv University.
Hello, everyone. I am Natalia Долженкова from school number 18 in Bologna. And let's start.
Today we continue our series of lessons on the topic education and how to succeed in learning.
Let me remind you an expert strategy for reading. Expert strategy is very important when you need to save your time and make your task more understandable. 1. Read the task. 2. Look through the text. 3. Find the words or phrases which prove that you are right. 4. Use paraphrasing. And 5. Underline the answers which prove that you are right.
And now we come back to the last task in reading. You have a text and the phrases, and your task is to fill in the gaps. In this kind of task, you should take into account the logical sequence of sentences and find grammar hints because certain words require certain constructions afterwards. Let's see on the screen. The first sentence: imagine living in a place with a gap afterwards. Pay attention to a word place, because after places we should use conjunctions where. Here, in your variants of answers, you have 3 such variants, where you and your brother are the only kids, where they keep all the bones of animals they find, and where their father studies wild dogs. According to the text, we can choose only variant where you and your brother are the only kids, because afterwards we can see a sentence: Madison McNutt 12 and his brother Wilder 8. And it proves that we are right. The next gap is after the words Wild Dog Research Camp. The word camp is also a place and also requires the conjunctions where. From the last 2 variants, we have where the father studies wild dogs, because the following words are: their mother works with local children. The next gap is after the words animals like hyenas. Pay attention to the word animals. They are living creatures, but not people. That's why we can use a word which or that after it. Here we have that come to the birth bus in camp for a drink, and that at the nearest village is 20 minutes right away. Speaking about animals, of course, we choose the first variant. The fourth gap, after a word Madison. Madison is a person. That's why we can use the structure beginning with the word who. Here we have who is rather tricky and dangerous. Of course, children can be tricky and dangerous, but I don't think that this is our variant. Who wants to train dogs for the movies. And we find the proof to these words when we read likes the wild dogs the best. So our variant is who wants to train dogs for the movies. Doing such type of tasks, you just have to be attentive, observe logical sequence, and don't forget about grammar.
Each listening task has its own strategy too, for better understanding and saving your time. But all of them have something in common. Read the task. Think about corresponding vocabulary. Find and underline key words and phrases.
The first type of listening tasks. You have 3 pictures and a question to them. Now you will listen an extract, a short extract containing the answer to this question. Attention, please.
Well, we have some heavy rains in England and Wales, and the good news is for northwest. Few showers and more sunshine. In other parts, the weather will be dry with some early morning mist. As for Scotland, the weather will be dry and bright, and it will be the same in Northern Ireland.
Okay, as you've heard, you could mention all 3 variants of words. The first picture is dry and bright, the second picture is rainy, and the third picture is cloudy. But according to the task, you have to tell us about the weather in the Northern Ireland. And for Northern Ireland, variant is dry and bright. The next type of task has much in common with the first one, but here you have only 1 question and 3 variants of multiple choice. Please think about whether the speaker says about looking for a job, about practical approach, or about future career. And remember that you should paraphrase.
Courses class helps me a lot. Some people may disagree, but as long as you keep up with your work, it will benefit you in the end. I think more courses should be taught with a hand-on approach rather than taught by the text so much. Courses such as cooperative education will definitely help me get the experience I need for later on.
Okay, and here you've heard about hand-on approach, which means that the classes were practical, and the correct variant is B, to make classes practical rather than theoretical. The next type of task is finding true and false statements.
This task requires you to choose true or false statements.
Okay, listen to the text, please. Today I'm interviewing Larissa Friend from Changes in Longitude. She is telling us how blogging and travel have changed her and her husband Michael's lives. So, in 2013, you decided to do what a lot of people would think to be crazy. You sold your house and gave away most of your things to travel around the world. Why did you decide it was time to travel?
We had lost our parents. There was a job crisis before our trip. But the real reason was to help our adult daughter understand that she had to work on her own life without us. We've learned that while we can't control what happened to us in life, we can control how to react to it.
What is the biggest change in your life since you both made the decision to travel?
Our lifestyle is so much simpler than before. We had just a house in the country, 3 cars in the garage, and all the useless things that people accumulate in years. Now we live out our suitcases and are much happier. Almost everything we had now is in the back of our car. Michael likes being free so much that he doesn't even have a cell phone.
Do you think you will ever have your own house again?
We've been on the road now for almost 2 years and love it. As we haven't planned our future for more than a month, that's really hard to say.
In just 2 short years, you have managed to create a very successful travel blog. Are you actually writing for any other sites besides Changes in Longitude?
Changes in Longitude is enough work as it is. We are also writing a travel column in the Philadelphia Inquirer called A Year and the World.
Okay, and now let's come up to our task. Please find in these tasks words that will prove that you are right or wrong. In the first sentence, these are words all and neighbors. In the text you've heard, it was said that they gave up almost all their belongings, but there were no word about neighbors. So this statement is false. The second, they wanted their daughter to learn how to live on her own. According to the text, they really wanted to make their daughter live without them. So this is the right answer. Sentence 3 states that Larissa and Michael enjoy their present lifestyle a lot. And it's also completely true. They enjoy their present lifestyle so much that Michael even have no cell phone. The fourth statement, they are planning to buy a new house in a few months. To buy a new house proves that this is a wrong station because they don't want to buy any house, they live on the wheels. And the last one, they are writing a book about their 2-year trip. According to what you heard, they are writing to a column in a newspaper and they are writing to a blog. That's why no books, and this variant is false. Okay. Let's come to task 4. Task 4 means that you should listen to a long text and answer the questions on the text. We won't read you the whole text, it's not necessary. We will just give you a hint how to do it the best way. So, first of all, you read questions. I don't advise you to read variants because you won't remember it at the end. So you read just questions, and while first listening, you try to find answers to these questions. You may underline keywords or maybe note some words which you think are the answer to these questions. And while the second listening, you will prove your variant. So use your logic and try to do your best while doing such task. And now we come back to things we did last time. I asked you to write down statements which are associated with success for you, with success in learning. And I gave you the example with the variant of academic curiosity. Do you remember that? So, to show you how it works, we prepared a small discussion for you, giving statements and justifying them. This work is necessary to prepare you for writing, which will be the next hour lesson.
Ludmila, do you mean that is pre-writing, like a pre-writing discussion?
Sure, definitely.
Okay, I catch you right. Your idea.
Okay, and we want you to pay attention to our whiteboard. You can see different expressions which can be useful for you while doing this discussion. These are linking expressions which can introduce your opinion or can affirm your agreement or disagreement with your party's words.
If you want to agree or want to know some more information while discussing, you can use such phrases are. Do you mean? If I catch you right? Don't you think that? Do you take it into account? If you want to agree with some points, you also can use such phrases are. Actually, definitely, I completely agree with you. You are absolutely right.
Okay, and now we'll show you a part of such discussion. We will prove our ideas one to another. Okay.
Ludmila, I want to say some words about collaboration and cooperating. I love teamwork. I love to work in groups. That is my choice. And what about you?
Frankly speaking, I think that all of these variants are important and all are constituent parts of success in learning. But today I want to say about the importance to enjoy studying. The matter is that you can get the perfect results only when you enjoy what you do.
I agree.
Otherwise, it will be just routine work, just to check the box.
Do you like routine works? I think that is...
No, it's boring, and most of students will tell you that it's definitely boring, and I do it only to, as I've mentioned, to check the box. But, frankly speaking, it's a point of motivation. If you are motivated, if you are interested, you will eagerly do all work, find new information, do some research, take part in projects, which is come with your collaboration and teamwork, of course. Do you agree with me?
Yes, also, I absolutely agree with all your points which you give to me. That is, it's not enough to share your ideas. It's also very important to enjoy studying.
Yes.
When you are in your place and where you like to collaborate and cooperate with others. Yeah?
Yes.
Or not?
The more you like studying, the better you study.
In such a way, when you collaborate and cooperate, you share your ideas. You are not afraid of any mistakes. You feel so confident while you are in your group.
Because you can get support from your teammates. And that's very good for those who are not very sure of what he does. And don't you think that all these factors are connected. When you are sure in yourself, you can show up easily. When you work in a team, you are not discouraged by mistakes. When you work with your friends, can share ideas, you are ready for any challenges possible.
Definitely. And if you think about some high marks, it's easier when you work in team. Yeah?
I completely agree with you, and I think that our students will agree with us as well. Thank you very much, Natalia.
Thank you very much for your discussion.
Okay, and all this discussion was supposed to prepare you for further tasks. The next task we will discuss will be writing task, and we'll speak how to reach success in writing. For that, you have to be prepared, like we have showed you today, because you will need statements and their justification for your writing task. So please, it will be a home task, and we ask you to do it at home to be prepared for the next lesson. Now, we'll finish, and we wish you good luck and hope that this lesson was interesting and useful for you.
And enjoy your studying, because that will help you to be motivated, to be getting ready for some challenges, tasks when you all work together. Good luck.